That's right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the It Doesn't Matter podcast. And we've got myself, Strapfax John, and we have...
We have the Dominican Dream, baby. This is Papi Platano.
There he is. And, of course, we have the host of the show. We've got...
I am the notorious one. I am Dom. Boom.
All right, first of all, we'd like to send a special thanks to everyone that came out to the Horsepower Cigar Lounge to check out the It Doesn't Matter podcast live with our special guest, Eddie Savage Long, and Mr. Rose doing a live wrestling that made us. So thanks for coming out, sharing the times, the good times, the great memories at Horsepower Cigar Lounge in beautiful, safe, and bright Montville, Uncasville, Connecticut. Whatever you want to call yourself, we'll let you, because in the end, it doesn't matter. But what does matter right now is we're going to be covering, like we always do here on the IDM pod, a professional wrestling pay-per-view show, and this time it's WWF No Mercy 2001. So, Dom, what have we got going on with WWF No Mercy 2001?
This is my choice right here. We covered the Invasion angle last year, season 1 of the It Doesn't Matter podcast. We talked about that. We even covered the Survivor Series of Wrestling That Made Us with Dante. Now we're covering No Mercy 2001, and this is a good year right here because the Invasion angle is taking off, and we kick off the show from St. Louis, Missouri, home of Randy Orton. He's not there yet, though. We have good old JR and Paul Heyman on
Excuse
commentary.
me, sir.
Yes. So we get a video package kicking off with Stone Cold Steve Austin, Kurt Angle, and the whole effing show. I was hoping Abel bleep out right now, but it didn't work out. RVD, Rob Van Dam, and Stone Cold, he is desperate. Kurt Angle, he's vengeful. He's trying to retain what's rightfully his. I got a cough on that one. And RVD, he's just too damn confident, and he wants that damn title.
Too much damn milk. Too much damn milk. Oh, it's true. It's true.
Man, what is in that cup? What's in that cup?
It's got that killer instinct. Oh.
It ain't liquor today. It's coffee.
Mm-hmm.
It's coffee.
Baileys.
Nah,
Hey.
it's actually gingerbread creamer.
Can we
So Dom went on sale this week.
Yeah, he went from pumpkin spice straight to gingerbread. Like, geez, can we get through one holiday? Something to my gun. All right, just kidding.
You want to talk groceries? We'll talk groceries. I got oat milk creamer for the next 3 bottles. $2.99. Shop and stop, whatever your name is. It doesn't matter what your name is. Stop and shop. It really doesn't matter.
All right. So our opening match for No Mercy 2001, we have the Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff Hardy with Lita taking on Lance Storm and the Hurricane with Ivory and Mighty Molly. God, what a random pairing of the Hurricane and Lance Storm.
Yeah. How can you be serious for a minute without not being serious for a minute?
John, was the Hurricane a babyface at this time? Was he starting to become popular?
It was an odd thing to see the Hurricane at this specific moment in time. I would love the Hurricane. Watching this whole pay-per-view, this was high school, man. This is high school for me. Great memories. But yeah, I love the Hurricane. But yeah, I was wondering, he wasn't getting much of a big pop or anything yet. So it was a very new character. So new that, Mighty Molly just started with him. So, but a very new character. I guess it wasn't over yet, but it would be over in the many months to come. But yeah, they put him and Lance Storm together, Storm and the Hurricane.
How did Ivory become a part of that?
She was she was a host of one of the broadcast shows, and she came in. She was part of with D'Lo Brown and Mark Henry at first, and they bring in these women athletes, and she was from the original Glow promotion, but they're like, here they are, here's her, here's Just Tori, and I'm sorry to say, but they were not my cup of tea. They were not my cup of tea back then. So they just showed up, and they're just like, okay, they're not that attractive to me, so they're just hanging around for no reason. So Ivory was that, in my opinion. But she was just not doing much, and they didn't have much of a women's division to wrestle in yet, really. So she was just hanging around. So she had to be a valet, and why not join the alliance, I guess?
Terrible. Why was Jeff Hardy wearing a hat while he wrestled?
I just remember seeing that. Like, what the hell?
It was an alternative costume in one of those video games.
I remember that. It didn't last long. I think he was in a headlock, and next you know, the damn hat came off. But anyways, Plata, what do you think about this opening match right here?
I mean, you give me Lance Storm in any match, sign me up, man. You're going to get a good technical match with this guy in, especially with the Hardys. You're going to have exciting, babyface tag team right there, too. Young at that time. I wasn't particularly watching at this time for some reason. I don't know what it was that was going on. I think I missed the invasion, so I was kind of at the time what was happening. Yeah, I literally just came back from DR maybe like during the summer, and then everything was like a blur to me. So I think I'm busy doing something. But this, man, the Hardy Boys. They probably will be going down as one of the top 5 greatest tag teams of all time. So, good overall for me, back and forth. I'd say this match does matter for a good opening match.
I agree. You said they're going to be one of the top 5 tag teams of all time. John, will it be the top 5 tag team in AEW?
Absolutely not. They had a terrible run in AEW.
Yeah.
But I mean, no doubt about it, the Hardy Boys were hot at this point in time in the WWF, and like I said, it's like can every opening match be a hot opening match, the kind that we like? I mean, yeah, it was a great hot opening match, but I would argue that the following match was hotter than this one. But this was a very good opener, and just like Bobby Platino, I love anytime Lance Storm's out there looking, big, buff and jacked, all natural, baby, all that Canadian beef. So it's nice to see it's well done, well worked, and just a fun match to open the show for sure.
I agree. The Hardys with the win.
Yes.
All right. Our next match, John said it was hot. It was hot because we have Kane taking on Test. And Test was down with the Alliance at this time, right?
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Yeah, because they thought he was the mole in the WWF locker room. So, well, was he in the end? I don't think so, but they beat him up. So he's like, might as well be. And then they probably dropped the storyline after that.
Yep. See, it's all coming back now. But in this match right here, Test looked pretty impressive. He looked like a dominant badass. But they should have kept him on Team WWF, and he could have been, pushed to a top guy, like take one of the top Alliance guys out. I think personally.
Who would you put against them though to lead this match? Because I don't think Test was leading this match. It had to have been Kane. He was more of a veteran, which is crazy to say. It's like Kane leading a match. It's like what? I don't know.
But not sure who he could have taken out, but they should have did more with the big guy Test because he looked real good at this time. And he was giving Kane the business, and Kane kept fighting, kept kicking out and whatnot. But Test got frustrated. He grabs a chair. Kane drop kicks the chair. Kane grabs the chair, getting ready to swing it. But referee Nick Patrick, no. You can't trust him because he was that NWO referee back in the day. And then Kane kicked him, or Test kicked him below the belt. Big boot. 1, 2, 3. Test, you your winner.
Actually, like that Nick ignored what Test was doing. Alliance referee. It plays into the evil referee that Nick Patrick was always doing in WCW. So for me, it was different because WWE wasn't doing that. But being that heel referee, I was like, all right, makes sense.
John?
I was beyond impressed by this match. I'm telling you, like Kane and Test, they were working like they were cruiserweights. Never mind, they were working like it was the opening match on Dynamite tonight.
Yeah.
They were working nonstop. They didn't take a moment to breathe. I don't know what was up their butt, but something was, and they were just. It was probably maybe. I mean, Kane's had a lot of matches in his career, in his very long career, but this had to have been one of his actual best matches.
Hell yeah,
best matches.
Hell yeah.
And he's had some impressive moments as well. But between these two, it's like, what was going on? But this match kicked total butt, and it was everything you wanted it to be and more because you didn't expect it. So, a lot of high praise from me on this matchup. So, check that out.
No,
Yeah,
I agree.
so after the match, Kane, he sits up, he chokeslammed Nick Patrick, he gets up again, chokeslam him one more time, he leaves the ring, comes back, then he hits him with a powerbomb. John, was this the last we've seen of Nick Patrick?
I think it was the last we've seen of King's drop down powerbomb. No, Nick Patrick Nick Patrick had a long, healthy career in the WWE. It was just weird because it's like you're a tall referee. It doesn't. Referees are supposed to be small, and you might notice that he was always kind of like Aubrey's always doing Chris Jericho's matches. He's always doing Booker T's matches. He was the lead referee on SmackDown for a very long time, which I thought was weird. It's like, I mean, if you're good, you're good, but the head referee in WCW, the lead referee on SmackDown. But yeah, a moment that would play up later on in the card, Test using that ring bell and not getting disqualified for it. And that would come up later in their tag team partners match later on the show. But yeah. But anyway, Nick Patrick, he'd still be around. He'd still be around.
Yes. All right, so after this, we have a backstage segment. We see Jonathan Coachman walking to Stone Cold Steve Austin's locker room. He doesn't answer the door, but his wife at the time, Miss Deborah, she answered the door. Hey, Deborah, Stone Cold around? I'd like to talk to him. Hey, Coach is out here. You want to talk to Stone? Or you want to talk to Coach? Hell no. Matter of fact, tell him that Kurt Angle, he's a sorry SOB. Then Deborah repeats what he says. And tell him that RVD is a bigger son of a bitch. She repeats that. And tell him that Vince is the bigger piece of trash and there's no way he's going to lose that WWF championship. And she just repeats that. Oh, man, that was funny. Little stuff like that.
You can see Coach trying to not break. That's why he's like, don't look into the camera.
So, John, you talked about Nick Patrick being tall. I listened to Coach. He was on CVV, Chris Van Vliet. He was talking about how him being a ring announcer, or, backstage ring announcer or whatever, and how tall he was. So he said he used to just, like, spread his legs apart. And then one day it was like a backstage brawl or whatever, and then the camera seen him with his legs spread apart like that. Then after that, Vince was like, all right, you're going to the commentary team.
That is one of those Hollywood tricks, the backstage magic that, they would do things like that to make their superstars seem, larger than they appear. So, that definitely happened, and you would see that, now, especially nowadays on social media, you'd find still photography images of that, and, so they would just...
Who was the chick that got caught on camera with no shoes on? I think like somebody like The Rock or somebody called her out.
All of them.
Where's your shoes?
Charlie Caruso.
It wasn't Lillian, was it?
I think it was Charlie. Where's your shoes?
He's The Rock does not care.
Now on the opposite end, in Hollywood they call if they need someone to stand on something to appear taller, they call it an apple box, because an apple box holds apples, and it's a pretty sturdy, wooden crate, and it's something a lot of behind the scenes workers would use to sit on, because no one ever says, "Hey, give me that." Like, I need that apple box. Like, do you really?
Yeah.
You need my apple box. But it's like, hey, give me that chair, give me that stool, give me that, whatever that chair. It's like, okay, yeah, sure, here you go. Give me that apple box. My favorite term I picked up in California.
As your foot goes right through it.
Oh, jeez.
All right, so after this, we see Stacy Keibler walking backstage, and she has a little silky black robe on. We see Matt Hardy just standing there, and she asks Matt, what do you think of my lingerie? And she opens it up, and Matt's just getting that googly eyes, and then she walks away, and out of nowhere, Lita comes out, and then Matt trying to play it all cool.
Version 1.
Version 1. That's probably why Lita cheated on him. That's
jeez. I
all
knew
right,
that was going to happen. I knew that was like a layup.
Yep. So our next match is a lingerie match. We have Stacy Keibler taking on her best friend, Tori Wilson. John, you want to give a backstory of this match?
Front, back, and side to side. But these two ladies coming from the WCW, I mean, they have to be two of the most attractive ladies in all of the pro wrestling of all time. Top 10, at least.
I agree.
But here they were, and they would
Where's
wrestle
Miss Jacqueline?
They would they would tag team, and they would fight each other many times over the many years. And this was just, Tori was dating Tajiri in this in this scenario, so she left the alliance, and that caused commotion between Alliance strong Stacy Keibler, who was spending time with the Dudleys as well.
She's the Duchess of Dudleyville.
And that would play along with that little backstage flirt with Matt Hardy, the Hardy Boys. They'd have a match at the Survivor Series, I believe, in the cage. And but yeah, this match, just an antiquated throwback to the old days of divas going at it in lingerie. And hey, not gonna lie, it was still enjoyable to watch, but it was just weird to see it. It's just something you don't see anymore.
Yeah.
It's funny checking this out, watching the video package. You know, WWE is good for their video packages, and they show the Duchess of Dudleyville. She's telling Bubba, put her through the table, and Bubba taking a good whiff, and then, power bombs her through the table. And you see Tori on another night just smacking Stacy. Next thing you know, she's just smacked her in the ass. All right, let's take them clothes off. Let's get lingerie in there.
I can only now think of how uncomfortable they were to do that. I mean, it was. I mean, that's all they could do because they knew they couldn't wrestle. So what else could they offer to, earn their contract? And this is what they had to do, and it was commonplace at the time. So it is what it was.
Can we just say one thing, though?
Go ahead.
Can we say fuck you, Eric Bischoff? Because Stacy Keibler had an offer to go on Playboy, and he convinced her not to go on it. Eric Bischoff,
her career.
Go fuck yourself.
There goes that interview.
We wasn't gonna get that shit anyway.
But all right, how is referee Jack Doan always the lucky referee to referee these matches?
Well, you gotta take
Have you
care
seen
of
how tight he keeps his hair?
Oh man. Doesn't matter who won the match. We were all winners of this match.
Oh, yeah. Stacy
See the
Keibler.
dudes out there with the Polaroids and taking the pictures.
Stacy Keibler has one of my favorite knockoff T-shirts that you can find in Figures Inc., WrestlingSuperstore.com. That very famous mail-order catalog for all your pro wrestling merchandise back in the day. And it was just a picture of Stacy Keibler, turn around, of course, and on the back of the shirt it says, Stacy with all those curves and me with no breaks, or something like that. Some generic saying, but that was fun.
Lucky George Clooney.
Yep.
She
Lucky whoever's with Tori too, 'cause still looks
Oh yeah.
gorgeous.
An actor, baseball player.
Did she date A-Rod?
Yep.
Yeah, A-Rod's on the list.
Damn it.
She was at the white party with Diddy.
I don't know.
She
Moving
fought Tori
on.
Wilson with no Vaseline.
Only baby oil.
That's it. All right, our next match is for the Intercontinental Championship. It's a ladder match between two brothers. Christian, who was your Intercontinental Champion at the time, taking on Edge. A classic rivalry right here. Everybody knows it was always Edge and Christian, but Christian's always the one to grab the belts off the ladder when they had the TLC matches and any other ladder match they had, and Christian wanted to shine, so he's with the Alliance, and next you know, he took out Edge, and long story short, their mom got sick. It was an ambush. They beat up Edge backstage. Who was it? Christian? Who else from the Alliance?
I think it was Rhino. Fuck. I don't know.
Yeah, him too. Anyways, I haven't seen this match in a long time, because I remember I had the ladder match DVD and this match was on there, and I enjoyed this match. And
this is a good match. When
you wrestle your best friend or your brother, you lay it all in, and this was a classic right here. And you want to get into details before I give the finish?
John can get into details with this match.
The details were that there's a lot to like about this match, but I personally did not really care for this match.
Really?
It was I didn't get into this at all back then or now. It's Edge, it's Christian. I mean, they're gonna do this again in AEW before Adam Copeland retires.
Oh yeah,
it's coming.
Christian.
And I don't know. I just was never into it at all. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with the match. It's a really great match, but I just wasn't vested into it. You know, everything was great about it. The work, the action, the spots, but I just wasn't into it.
Really? You just said everything was good, the spots and everything, but you wouldn't. What?
Yeah.
Something didn't catch your attention?
It just I didn't like it. I didn't like kind of like the any brothers were fighting, really, like the Hardy Boys at Mania. These two, you know, it's like, why are you fighting? Why?
Well,
for what? You know,
as an older brother fighting with a younger brother all the time, I understand, because one person gets to shine more than the other. So it's like, all right, Ma, who do you love more, me or him? Oh, you love him more? Well, I'll show you why you should have chose me. So as a big brother, I understand.
It's also not the preferred version of Edge that I enjoy. You know, of course, who didn't like him more as the rated R superstar? But he was still like Edge up until this point, up until he won that WWE title. You know, he was just trying to find himself, and he got a lot of chances. I mean, was he like one of Vince's favorites? It seems like it, but I wouldn't really say that. But he got chance after chance to get over, to find himself. They gave him the Rob Zombie music, and they had him get the cool entrance, and they loved him since inception, since day one. But it just wasn't feeling it. Even at this point, Edge would win the Intercontinental belt by the end, and then he'd get hurt. But once he came back from the injury, that started the slow burn to him becoming a great heel, a role that he would relish in for the until the end of his first half of his career, But I can say that it was well done. I just personally didn't really love it.
I disagree with your thoughts, JR.
Yeah, I concur.
I like this Edge. The Invasion Edge, when he started break out on his own, and he won the Intercontinental title, I thought it was a real good showing for him. And then when they had the SmackDown, the brand split, he worked his way up and he started getting himself over organically. I didn't like Edge when he first came out through the crowd and all that stuff like that, and the Brood. I didn't care about that, but this version,
hold up, no Brood.
Just the music was dope. That was it.
Yeah. I like vampires. Maybe that's why I like that shit.
We'll go trick or treating with Elias. He won't be a vampire.
No.
Anyways,
I already got someone. Never mind.
Anyways, once Edge started developing on SmackDown, when I had the SmackDown 6 and whatnot, I became a fan of him, and he was getting hot. He was organically over. Hell, he won the tag team titles with Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, he won the tag team titles with Hulk Hogan. Next thing you know, he's still working his way up there, and then the injury happened, then he got a setback, and then I want to say, was it 2004? Was it 2004, 2005? When he, I think he came back as a heel, and then that whole Matt Hardy thing happened, and
Yeah, so yeah,
it's
I
still
want to say
you see the wheels turn a little bit. That's when you start becoming the heel, and then that next year, and then that's when you finally get it. And then when he finally cashed in at New Year's Revolution in 2006, it was good. That's just my thoughts, my opinion.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. John is associating Edge with our superstar character that he's grown to love, and that's what he sees Edge as, not the young babyface trying to make his a name for himself and trying to show out that he is the superstar that trying to push out. But in this match, I felt like why Christian the mastermind of most is that people didn't really realize. Like, yeah, he may not have had all that charisma that Edge had, but when it came to the nuts and bolts of every matches, that's why even Randy has said multiple times that I'm gonna have Christian lead this match. Randy Orton, of all people, is going to let Christian lead the match. That says a lot about who this guy is. So, for me, this match mattered, and it was top tier for me.
Randy was probably lazy at that time. He didn't care. Go ahead, call the match. You get hit
Nah.
in RKO, match over.
I'm talking about recent Randy. Like he'll tell him that, yeah, you call this match.
I wasn't a fan of Christian at the time, and
I know you never liked him.
yeah, I never liked him. His best run is now. John could talk about his TNA run. I'm not familiar with it, but I know when he did come back after Edge retired, he had a good run, and obviously he got the same treatment as Rey Mysterio when Eddie passed away. So they gave him the chance to shine too, but he wasn't drawing nothing.
It's all about the look. Christian. This is not the entire reason I wasn't into this, but Christian turned heel, but he looked exactly the same. He had different music, sure, but he still looked the same haircut, same top shirt. It wasn't until that Intercontinental title battle royal that they would do in about 2 years, where he cut his hair and he was pants only, and that's the look he held for almost the rest of his career. That was main event Christian,
Yeah.
This look that he has now, he just wasn't cutting it. This is the same look that, he went to WrestleMania 18 with and lost to DDP. It just wasn't a good look. But you don't know that at the time because it's your look. You don't want to abandon it. What if it gets worse?
Yeah.
Eventually he did do that Bret Hart style jumpsuit kind of thing. And get speared by Goldberg a billion times.
Oh Lord, we had the tank top and the pants. Yeah, that looked terrible, man.
He's done a lot of good things, but that was not one of them.
His best look is now.
Oh yeah, the turtleneck.
That damn turtleneck.
How do you make a turtleneck like you're better than somebody else? Oh jeez, that just speaks. That speaks to who he is. Oh, Belichick.
Yeah, but Christian was on fire between 04, 05 before he left the WWE. So it's Christian.
He's on his own.
At least there was a story behind that. I don't know if you saw it or not.
I never saw
where
it.
Todd Grisham, when he came back to the ECW brand, people were like, "Why was his re-debut so lackluster?" And Todd Grisham was the host of ECW at the time, and people were ragging on Todd Grisham for his call of Christian coming back, and Todd Grisham was just like, "Yeah, Vince McMahon came up to me. He said Christian's coming back tonight, but when he comes out, you just say it's Christian. Don't be hype about it. Just it's Christian." So Christian, his music hits, comes out on the stage, the people pop for him like crazy, and Todd Grisham, it's Christian.
Oh jeez.
And that's from Vince McMahon, allegedly. Our favorite guy.
Why even hire a guy if you're not going to hype him up? Freaking idiot.
I don't know, man. More weird stuff.
Yes. All right. So back to this match. So Edge takes the chair. He low blows Christian with the chair on top of the ladder, and then hits him with a concerto. Sets one chair up. Bing. On the other one, Edge grabs the title. Edge is your new Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah. I was watching this show with the family, well, that part, and they were like, oof. All the same reaction with that concerto. They're like, damn, that shit looked like it hurt.
I thought you were talking about the low blow of the chair.
Nope. That was the last part. They walked in and saw that. They're like, God damn. I was like, yep.
All right, so after this, we see Spike Dudley in WWF New York. He's enjoying some drinks. He had a beer. He had a shot.
Is he old enough to have one?
Who knows?
He's a terrible actor, that's for sure.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that was just, ugh.
He is. He said he's in WWF New York to watch Tajiri and the Big Show win the tag team titles from his brothers. And Paul Heyman makes a comment about Molly Holly dumping him. And then next you see some beautiful chick walk up on him. And Spike just cheesing. Spike is pimping, player.
Oh, stop it. Come on. Spike,
Worst
give her
acting
$20.
performance.
Give her $20 to go show up on camera. Stop it.
Man.
I don't need Molly Holly. Oh,
Fuck that. Give me Molly Holly.
You need a haircut.
Give me Mighty Molly. I'll show her my power ring.
You didn't cut out that time. Oh, Lord. All right, so our next match is for the WWF Tag titles. We have the Dudley Boys taking on the Big Show and Tajiri. It's a random pairing. But before we get into this match, and I think either me and Platino or me and Stratfax, one of us agreed that the Giant was better than the Big Show.
Yes.
He should have been on the Alliance.
Yes.
He should have. Hell, you could have had Test and Big Show go at it.
No.
The Big Show
I
just
disagree.
the Big Show was just never the same as soon as he crossed the border, you know. So what can we say? What can we say?
It's crazy how we always talk about the Alliance and this whole angle thing and who could go there and whatnot. But yeah, now you think about it, yeah, this dude should have been there. Big Show should have been Team WCW.
The Giants.
At
Big Show, no.
Well, you don't have to go back to the Giant name, but we know where you came from.
I know.
Smoking a cigarette, doing drop kicks.
That was cool, though. I'm not going to lie.
All right, so back to this match. You know, the Dudleys doing their dastardly thing, and they trying to avoid the Big Show, and they try to take out Tajiri. Show finally got some offense, finally got in, and Tajiri, he finally heats up. He goes for the mist. He misses, hits the referee. And we see that man beast Rhino come out of nowhere, and he hits Big Show with a gore.
Jeez.
And then you hit the 3D on Tajiri, and the Dudleys are your new tag team champions.
New. Weren't they already tag team champions?
Were they?
Yeah.
Excuse me, retaining tag team champions.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't lose what you never lost.
That's right, Platino.
Yeah, my fault. Made a mistake.
It's okay.
Yeah, just like the Dudleys come out, like, all right, what's coming up next? And it's like Big Show and Tajiri is like, oh boy. It's like, and even when Dom read the lineup last week, it was kind of like, huh? And as such, it was still, huh? And that's all we got to say about that. What happened next?
Yeah.
Our next match matters. We have Booker T versus The Undertaker, the American Badass, or as JR call him, Booger Red.
I forgot about that.
So that's who he was in the South, baby.
Booger Red. So as
Booger
Taker
Red.
comes down to the ring with his bike, Booker, he gets out, he starts whooping Taker's ass.
That's
and he's
exactly
bringing
what
it
you're
to
supposed to
Undertaker.
do.
Oh, I'd like to add a special note to this, is that for whatever reason, and I don't know, but there was no edited music on this show.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Like it was all like not edited. It was just clean, and it was like the original presentation. Because you know, at the time, they blurred out all the WWF logos, blah blah blah. We know that story. But once they made that agreement with the real WWF, they probably like, all right, all those versions suck. Let's just release the original versions that we have, and it included Click Click Boom by Saliva. It included Rolla and Limp Bizkit.
Yep. Rob Zombie,
but then you'd watch the ones from after they were WWE, even like something from like 2004, only 2 years after the name change, and they don't block or blur out the logo anymore, but all the music is still dubbed,
Yeah.
So it's an interesting little factoid. It's like, check out this show. It doesn't appear to be edited. It's fun.
Was that Tori's theme song?
Oh God, those two themes.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know this.
That's just. I think it's real. I think it's just a generic, sexy theme they put out at that time. So, but they didn't have theme music for them yet, Right. But in your head, you're playing Kid Rock's Legs,
Yep.
She's got legs.
I was singing it to myself, even if they didn't play it on the TV.
Yep. I gotta
All right,
say,
back to
though,
Booger Red.
Yeah.
Booger Red.
Booger Red. I enjoyed this. Booker was taking it to Undertaker and
Blue tights.
in the blue tights, which is rare. But
Yeah.
John, what game was Booker T in that he had the blue trunks on?
I gotta say, PlayStation 3.
If it's N64, I'm out of here.
No, it's not N64. For some reason, I want to say WrestleMania 18 or 19. I want to say.
Sounds like GameCube.
Yeah, that's what I
So
want to
that-
say.
So yeah, that might have been 18.
I want to say that.
He also had a great entrance in one of those, the Here Comes the Pain or
You're
Shut Your
thinking
Mouth.
this- I was thinking.
Where-
You're thinking when the pipe off and then he goes off.
Why? Why?
That's the first thing I thought of too. I was like, oh boy,
I mean, you can climb up on the fist. How awesome was that?
that was cool.
You know how long it took me to figure out how to do that?
That was
The longest
yeah.
time. I'm like, oh, okay.
It's just trying a bunch of things until you get it, It's like, oh, I didn't know I can get thrown in the crowd. Wow. Look at all the fans scatter.
Jesus.
That's all you see. The whole time. Yeah, man. All right. While you talking about the crowd, there's a sign saying "Bring back King Lawler." You want to tell the people where the King's at the time, John?
Chasing that kitty cat.
Meow.
Literally. They said they'd bring her back.
There's
but-
there's another sign out there. That was one of them. Oh, there's one sign that said "Sting's up there."
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, whoa, okay.
Can you imagine?
There's another sign that says Stephanie McMahon put the hoe in Jericho.
Oh my god.
I'm like, Like, I don't know what that meant, but we'll get to that later on tonight when we talk about that match. Actually, that's our next match. But back to Booger Red again. Taker was working on that arm on Booker T, and you were trying to set him up for the old school. He finally got the old school, and yeah, I enjoyed it. When Booker finally had Taker weak and whatnot, and then he went for the 10 punches. Why would you taunt that man or that dead man at that? Because he lifted that ass up, them blue trunks up for the last ride, and Booger Red is your winner. Just like JR said, a Texan just beat another Texan.
From Harlem.
From Harlem. Death Valley.
I know. Booker T definitely had his working shoes on for the first, you could say for the rest of his career there, but definitely the first 2 years he was kicking butt, and that's why he was so over and earned that WrestleMania co-main event, 1 of 4, against Triple H, but unfortunately did not win.
Should have won it.
Should have won
mistake.
it. It's all Goldberg's fault.
Damn it, Goldberg.
Yeah, I'm like, he would have won it except for that he signed, and then Triple H was like, I can lose it to Goldberg instead of Booker T. More reasons why Domna hates Triple H back then and today, maybe.
Nah, I love Triple H today. Love that guy. But I enjoyed this match though. It was a good ass match.
Yeah.
Actually, so far, it's been a good ass show. I enjoyed
Really?
every single match except for
It's a big slow.
Yeah, that's probably it. Probably the only thing I didn't enjoy.
Yeah, pretty much. Because, like you said, that Test and Kane match, I was a shock
yeah.
to me. I was not expecting to go that.
Just looking at the card, testing Kane, like, it's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good. I'm watching this. Like, hold on, let me rewind this right quick. Like, cause like the way John was into that match, like I was into it. But I'm just sitting there. I'm like, on my phone, focused on something else. I was like, wait a minute, let me rewind this right quick. Like,
Yep.
Yeah, that's what you do. We find these gems, and hopefully, someone's compiling it somewhere. Like, oh, these are great hidden matches that no one talks about, and that's one of them.
Yeah, that was one match I was like, all right, if he stays like this, Test could have been a main event player, but I don't know if it was something backstage or he didn't have the promos down to the way he needed to be. But yeah, that match for me, I was like, they missed the. They really got.
All I can think about was his later runs and his next most prominent thing, which seems like a decade later. It was him challenging Lashley for the ECW title at the Royal Rumble. And it's like, geez, that's how long it took for you to get relevance again? Sad. Very sad.
It is.
Just like that. ECW show we covered December to Dismember. Woof.
Tommy Dreamer, you're right. That was a bad decision I made. I'm sorry.
Wow. All right. Booker T and Undertaker, that match mattered. Our next match, we have the most electrifying man in all entertainment, The Rock, who's your WCW champion. That guy right there, taking on the Ayatollah, a rock and roller, the leader of the Alpha Club, Chris Jericho.
In the learning tree.
So at this time, Chris Jericho, he is the ultimate underdog, and nobody thinks he's going to win the big one.
Nope.
And I'm glad at this time he's Team WWF, because WCW didn't do him right. He got the start from ECW, but whatever. He deserves to be on Team WWF. This man, he's he was good. He was just that damn good at the time. And like I said, nobody believed that Chris Jericho was going to get this win, but he brought it to The Rock.
Yeah.
And The Rock brought it to him. And The Rock was whooping that ass. Hell, The Rock bottomed him through the announce table.
Yep.
Jericho hit him with the rock bottom, lion salt, and then he goes for the people's elbow, which is weird. You only have one elbow pad on. Like, I never seen with just one, but okay, you know what you're doing.
Rocky or
Jericho. Jericho. Yep. The Rock with the sharpshooter 3, that terrible looking sharpshooter.
Sharpshooter 3. create a wrestler Sharpshooter 3.
Sharpshooter 3. But you know what? The fans are into it, because if you look at the crowd, you don't know like who they're really into. Because when Jericho hit a big move, the fans they got excited, and when The Rock did a few things, like some cheered, some booed, because at this time he just came back. Maybe like a month or 2 months beforehand.
Yeah, I think he just finished filming The Mummy. He didn't do the Scorpion King just yet.
Yeah, Scorpion King came out with 2003.
3 or
2,
4.
3, something like 4. It doesn't matter. I didn't watch that shit. But,
no, did it come out before he wrestled Goldberg? Or after? Oh,
before.
Okay, so
it came out before,
so,
cause that's when he came back Hollywood Rock.
So that came out in 2002.
All right. So so The Rock, he's blowing up at the time. He missed the start of the invasion, but he carried on just as Damn, Triple H missed the invasion too, I want to say.
He had tore his quads.
Yeah, his quad.
And Chris Benoit.
Man, those guys, man.
And Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, jeez. What a difference that could have made with those guys in the lineup.
Yeah. But
I'm kind of glad he wasn't in the game, because we wouldn't have had this match. All right, get back to it.
A lot of what ifs, but everything happens for a reason. And if Triple H was there and Rock was there at the same time and Austin was all there, and WCW just been squashed and not been no invasion whatsoever.
Nah.
You know, Vince, I don't really know why I need to fight Chuck Palumbo tonight. I really don't understand why.
Seriously. All right, but I enjoy this match because you did not know who's going to win this match. And the people there behind Jericho. And I would show this match to a non-wrestling fan.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I was on the edge of my seat right here watching this match. And then when The Rock hit the spine buster and he's getting ready to hit the people's elbow, but Jericho counters to the walls of Jericho, like, oh my God, like Jericho's about to win this joint.
Mm-hmm.
And then The Rock, he's reaching for the ropes, and Jericho did one of them numbers, just crawl back, lift his legs and crawl to the middle of the ring. Like, oh shit, he about to win. But that didn't happen like that. And let's see. So the finish of the match, we see Jericho break the hold because Stephanie McMahon comes out there, and she throws a chair in the ring. I'm like, what the hell is going to happen?
That's what I thought, too.
The Rock is the WCW champion. Jericho and Rock are both WWF, Team WWF. Jericho lunges at Stephanie. Stephanie's down. The Rock gets up, throw her ass in the ring, rock bottom, and then Chris Jericho with the stroke onto the chair for the win.
No, Dom, I believe that's the breakdown.
It's a stroke. Acknowledge Jeff Jarrett. And yeah, Chris Jericho is your new WCW champion. We're not sure if Stephanie wanted to help him out, but Jericho is your new champion, and The Rock grabs the chair, and Jericho's celebrating, and The Rock just hands him the chair. And Chris Jericho, I did it. Curious to follow up that next night to see what happens with him and with Stephanie.
Yeah, I gotta go back and watch that, actually, when I get a chance.
But I definitely enjoyed this match. I would definitely show this match to a non-wrestling fan because you had a little bit of everything, and especially Jericho being the underdog. He worked his ass off for that match right there.
Well, like I was saying, the family started watching the show with me, like right around the ladder match. So when this match came up, they're all saying, "Is that The Rock?" Like, yeah, that's not new Rock. That's old school Rock back in the day. So they were pleasantly surprised, and they were all shocked. Like, wait, The Rock just lost to this guy? I said, yeah, this guy is going to be one of the greatest wrestlers of all time down the road. So, like you said, to show it to non-wrestling fans, even just fans that are so casual, they don't expect something like this, it speaks volumes to this match and The Rock is as a leader, and just, seeing that character, that guy that, who can take WWE to the next level when he's gone. So, for Rock being selfless and being like, you know what, put it on Jericho, let's make him. I think this match was the reason why they put the undisputed title on him. My opinion, obviously. Uh-oh. Diesel's out here.
Diesel and his vacuuming.
You heard that?
Stop playing that canoe. Or
Kazoo,
whatever.
Man, we got a lot of things going on here. The IDM. We got coyotes, dogs, kazoos, vacuums, blenders, Vitamixes, everything.
That was the neighbors honking the damn horn. Man, just call them on the damn phone. Dummy.
But yeah,
Lord.
The Rock and Chris Jericho, very fun, entertaining match. The crowd was going nuts for it. And I don't know. This was, again, the Alliance version. But can you call Chris Jericho a somewhat original WCW champion? They still called it that. It wasn't the World Heavyweight title yet, So Chris Jericho fought his way, is a real WCW champion, world champion, that is. They had a legendary feud here, The Rock and Jericho. They'd have they'd continue it for the next until the Royal Rumble. And that match was on The Rock's DVD. So there's that. It was a really fun match between two great professional wrestlers. And at this time, we were lucky to have The Rock and Stone Cold at the same time, and Stone Cold on deck coming up next.
Oh, yes. Hell yeah.
All right, so our main event, we have the Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle taking on the whole effing show, Rob Van Dam, and he's taking on the WWF champion, Stone Cold Steve Austin. And this is for the championship right here. And, man, that reaction for Stone Cold and RVD is real good. Real good. Can you believe... Let's see. RVD just debuted in WWFE. What? 2-3 months before this or so?
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah, June, July. I mean, he wasn't unknown to the WWE universe. He did make some appearances earlier in '97 and so. But hey, you get the most popular guy in the original ECW, put him in the WWE, and his first major match was with Jeff Hardy at Invasion. Killer match. Still watch that nowadays. And I was just thinking about the month before this one, Unforgiven. It was him and Chris Jericho. And the crowd was going ape shh with Y2J RVD chants back and forth.
Yeah.
RVD was over as hell. And even when he came out to his music, his old music, I was like, oh my God, I remember downloading this one and putting it on track number 2 on the CD real quick.
Yep.
No, not Pantera, no. That was the
no, that wasn't that yet.
It was the Alliance, but it wasn't the one of a kind yet. So yeah. Sounded terrible. It sounded old and terrible, but it was great. It worked.
All right. Back to this. What I was saying before. RVD, we know who he is. He wasn't an unknown, but I would say he might have been like the third most over person in that company at the time, behind Stone Cold and The Rock.
You'd say third? Really?
Sure, yeah.
Behind Stone Cold and The Rock? Yes. At that time, popularity, that's why he's in his main event right here.
Yeah, you know what? I got to go with that.
That match he had an Invasion with Jeff Hardy?
That was the best match of the night.
Yes. That's a classic.
Yeah.
And, Kurt Angle, he's all about himself at this time because Vince, we didn't know what Vince was up to because we did see in the video package that RVD was talking to Vince McMahon in a limo and whatnot, and Stone Cold basically, questioning RVD. What's his affiliation with Vince and whatnot, but RVD's going to do whatever RVD's going to do. Boy, there's a lot of activity going on this show tonight.
Freaks come out at night.
Oh, man. All right, so we kick off the match with Kurt going crazy, German suplexing both men, but they get up and they take Kurt out. It's a physical main event, and things just went so smoothly in this match. RVD with that beautiful rolling thunder. Kurt Angle with that beautiful moonsault off the top rope to RVD. RVD went for the 5-star frog splash and misses. Stunner to Kurt. 1-2. RVD kicks out. We get the angle slam to RVD, and then Austin breaks it up, and then you see the guys fighting outside the ring. It's a lot of commotion going on. Next thing you know, we see Vince McMahon coming down to the ring. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? And then Austin gets backdropped on the table from Kurt Angle. You get all these guys laid out, and then they finally get into the ring. Vince with that chair, he Barry Bonds Stone Cold in the back of the head. I don't think he bladed the back of his head because that shit was flush. Austin busted open from behind. Pause. And who went for the pin? Who the fuck went for the pin? John, you remember who went for the pin while Austin got laid out?
I think it was Kurt.
Sorry, no.
I think because I know Austin's laid out. RVD's going for the 5-star. Kurt went for the suplex, the exploding suplex on the top rope. All right, then Kurt goes for the pin. Then Shane comes out.
Yep.
Shane takes out
Vincent.
Kurt.
Oh, yeah, he
And
did
then-
take out Kurt first.
Yeah, Shane takes out Kurt. Then after that, Vince with the JBL clothesline. That missed. And Shane went flying over the announce table. And them two are going at it. RVD with the 5-star. And Angle comes in. He breaks up the pin. I think my notes is all messed up because Angle went for 4 German suplex and then the Angle slam on RVD. There's a lot going on in this match. This match had me hyped. That's how you close out the show, though.
What the hell happened that Kurt fell out the ring for, and then Austin, with a distracted RVD, stunned him? What the hell happened?
Let's see. Hold on.
Did
Austin
Kurt
Austin gets up. He stuns RVD. And, yeah. That's it. Austin gets the win. He pins RVD.
I feel like there was like a low blow or something that happened. That's why Kurt.
I don't know. I don't have it in my notes, but Austin retains the title, and Vince is pissed off and looks surprised.
Yep.
That was a good-ass match. I enjoyed it. It was a good-ass show. I would definitely rewatch this whole show again.
Yeah, it was funny. Like Stone Cold when he won, he won in a cheating, crummy manner. Because I like clean finishes, right? So any finish that's not clean, it's kind of like, yeah, okay. But it was totally acceptable, and it was like there was nothing wrong with it. What is that? Does that say something about Stone Cold as a character and a gimmick? I guess so, or how much beloved he was, because I loved it. It was not a clean finish. It was a what you could call a creative finish with lots of this, that, a lot of hullabaloo, which I usually don't like. A lot of shenanigans, as we like to say. But I totally accepted it, had no problem with it whatsoever, and was heavily in favor of it. Stone Cold getting the 1, 2, 3, grasping that title, rolling out. It's like, yes, my man.
It's crazy, though.
His music
RVD
is
almost got
my favorite theme.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
RVD almost had it, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Hell, all 3 of them. It was good. It was a good-ass match. So
Absolutely.
rewatch the whole thing. If you want to just watch the last hour of the show, do that, too. Can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong with watching any Raw or SmackDown in this era. I mean, yeah, you can question the booking long term, how they'd watch the WCW invasion, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you can do that, but you know what? They made entertaining television every single week during that 2001 invasion angle up until, Survivor Series when it all, ended technically. But
Once I
tremendous.
injected the anti-venom into this poison, get out of here.
All they had to do was wait 3 more months.
I know.
Check it
Oh,
out.
Silly.
Wrestling That Made Us. Check out that match.
oh God.
The Survivor Series match, I meant.
And they had to wait a year for Scott Steiner to show up. Oh my God.
Jeez.
Plasma, did the show matter?
Definitely mattered.
Strap.
Definitely does matter.
It definitely mattered. Check it out if you ever get a chance. But next week is our final show of the month of October. We're taking it back to 1997. One of the best years in wrestling is going to be Halloween Havoc 1997. I know we talked about one match between Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero. Title versus mask, the Cruiserweight Championship. It's definitely on that card.
Is that the
But I'll
Phantom
give
of
you
the
the-
Opera mask?
Yes. But
I know
I'll
the
give you a
Phantom Opera.
rundown of the show.
Phantom.
'Cause I don't remember the whole show. I remember a few matches, but here we go. In our opening match, we have Yuji Nagata with Sonny Ono taking on the Ultimo Dragon.
Yeah. That's gonna
Chris
be some-
Jericho taking on Gato.
Who? I'm just kidding.
Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero. We have Alex Wright taking on Steve Mongo McMichael.
Wait, the Dancing Queen versus the Bear?
Yep. We talked about it one of our shows on our head-to-head shows, but we're finally getting Miss Jacqueline taking on Disco Inferno.
Oh, Jesus.
We have, for the United States Championship, we have Kurt Hennig taking on Ric Flair. Ooh. we have Lex Luger versus Scott Hall. And we have Larry Zbyszko as a special guest referee. So it was our fall brawl show we was talking about. Then we did that following, like a week later, we did that Nitro for the head-to-head. So that's what it was.
I had to get John. I had to pop him.
In the Las Vegas sudden death match, you have Randy Savage going against DDP. And then your main events, a steel cage match. Roddy Piper taking on Hollywood Hogan.
In the cage?
It's in the cage.
You know, something I forget in the course of just living daily life is that I understand completely that not everyone watches professional wrestling, and but I forget even more that not everyone watches the pro wrestling that I remember.
Yep.
So oftentimes in real life I say, "You shut your mouth," and people must think I'm an absolute jerk. Because I'm like, that's just The Rock, baby. That's nothing.
Yep.
That's nothing real. That's nothing real. You're like, you shut your mouth. And one guy, one houseman, he actually had his wad of paper. He started hitting me with this. I'm tired of you telling me to shut my mouth. I'll say, okay. And so, on our, as mentioned on the top of the hour, at the live show, the Horsepower Cigar Lounge, where we did the Wrestling That Made Us with Rose and Savage Eddie Long. I lost my train of thought. Can I remember it?
Come on, Justin. Give me a promo.
Not that one. What did I say? Oh, well. Sorry. But I said something, and it's kind of like it's from pro wrestling, but it's been so long and no one knows that I'm just kidding when I say it. It's like it's a joke. It's not. I don't mean it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Anyway,
what you got there, Platino? What are you trying to show off over there?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
It's the Halloween season. Spooky season, guys. Oh, now I remember what it was. Okay. So, our friend, the creator of our logo, the It Doesn't Matter podcast logo. So we're talking about Hulk Hogan. And was Hogan one of the matches that we watched?
No.
No?
Nope.
Okay. Somehow he came up, and I just described him as Hollywood Scum Hogan. And Bobby Gaines was like, "Man, you really hate that guy, huh?" I was like, "That's Diamond Dallas Page."
Yep.
That's how he called him. In every promo, he called him Hollywood Scum Hogan. So it's like, you say Hollywood Hogan, you gotta say scum. And that's who was in the main event of Halloween Havoc 1997. See, I remembered eventually. It was Age in the Cage, Hogan, Piper, 4. Non-title match. Or maybe it was for the title, who knows?
Nope, no title.
No?
No title.
Oh, jeez.
What would Lex Luger say to that?
Ah! No title? Ah!
He's the man.
Oh, boy.
Before we close out, we need you guys, the fans, to vote for our episode for the month of November. Our choices is Bobby the Brain Heenan,
You weasel.
Jerry the King Lawler, the Macho Man Randy Savage, and the British Bulldog. We want you to vote.
It's curious what the Bulldog impression would be.
They fucked him. That's it. They fucked him. We want you
I
to
am
vote.
bizarre.
No.
Write it on YouTube. Write it on the comments. Facebook, Instagram. Let us know.
Oh,
As of now, we have a tie between the King and Bobby the Brain Heenan.
oh, man. Ask Ray to get on this. Damn it.
It's been a long time since we have Cool Ray on the show.
Screw him.
He likes it when we record all together.
That's the only way.
Like one fun bunch.
Well, if we're doing Bobby Heenan, he's got a weasel suit. Yeah, I'm calling you out. Right? Get a weasel suit.
It's Halloween. It should be easy if you're in the spirit of Halloween.
There you go.
If he does that, man, big props to you. But he won't. But I will.
We should dress up for the Halloween episode.
Let me know.
I'll be Kevin Nash.
Oh my god.
I guess I'll be Hollywood Scum Hogan.
You need knee braces? I got crutches. Oh, that's another interview we'll never get. Oh, that jerk. He thinks he's funny. Well, whatever. Take a joke. Pussy.
Take something. Platino's awake. He's on one tonight.
Oh, yeah. I didn't have my sandwich. I'm hungry.
Go to sleep.
Damn it.
Tune in to our Buff Bagwell episode. Now available.
He's buff. But
Yeah.
looking at his stuff. What is wrong with you?
Hold on. And if y'all haven't seen the clip, I ain't gonna play it. Y'all tune in. I ain't playing the clip around here.
Jeez. That's why it doesn't matter.
Out. Close this out.
Well, it's Halloween Havoc season coming up, brothers. It's going to be a killer night. And we will be going. I am Papi Platino. We have Stratfax John Lee and the host, Notorious One, DOM. This is the It Doesn't Matter podcast, and we will see you next week. Boom!